Hi, everyone. Thanks for joining today's town hall. We've got three things on the agenda. We're going to take a quick look at our Q2 Net Promoter Score survey. Then we're going to touch base with Mike on an update on our mission statement and the story behind it. And then finally, we're going to introduce a new benefit program that we're getting ready to roll out come Q4. Let's go ahead and get started. As it relates to our numbers on our ENPS survey for Q2, we had 81 individuals responded. Unfortunately, this is a decline in our previous participation. As a reminder, our Net Promoter Score is looking for a couple of different things. We're asking individuals on a scale of 0 to 10, how likely are you to promote LJP and companies as a place to work to those that you know? Anywhere on the scale, a 9 and a 10 makes you a promoter, 7 or 8 is a passive, and then anywhere from 0 to 6 is indicated as a detractor. So in order to get our Net Promoter Score, we take the detractors, that percentage, and the promoter percentage, we find the difference, and that identifies our score. For Q2, we had 36 promoters, 18 passives, 27 detractors, giving us a Net Promoter Score of a positive 11. What this means is that we're hearing great things that are happening out of LJP and its companies. If you've been listening to our past town halls, you know that we've been experiencing some reoccurring themes that have been brought to our attention, such as equipment issues, communication, pay, staffing, etc. While we're not walking through that list exhaustively today, we do want to point out that those commitments still heard and we're still actively working to fix those issues. For an example, one of the issues that we've been drawing on is the age of our fleet. So one of the components from 2024 to 2026 alone, we've reduced our average fleet age significantly, and we continue to have plans to do so. So stay tuned as we continue to decrease our age in our fleets, as well as addressing different ongoing issues that have been addressed. But we do want to highlight some of the key components that you did bring out. First, a good number of you indicated and told us in your own words that our people and culture here are truly great. You've identified that you find it's a great place to work, that we have great people here, great team members, and oftentimes we just need to keep doing what we're doing, and that matters. But also, we didn't want that to get lost under this idea of the things that you've noted that we need to fix. However, a few of you flagged wanting more recognition, wanting more staff appreciation events, and finding more ways to celebrate our wins. And I just wanted to take a moment to remind you all that we do have our recognition tool of AwardCo. This is available across all all locations. It allows you to provide peer-to-peer feedback in terms of wins. You can log in instantly, call out a coworker for doing something great, and then managers also have the ability to assign points. This is a point for point system. A dollar equals 1 point, and they have the ability to give out 15 points per quarter for team members for going above and beyond. So please continue to use it and encourage your crews to use it too. As it relates to appreciation events, we hear you loud and clear, and we want to make sure that we're doing a better job of getting that done. However, instead of us just guessing what our team members want to participate in and want to show up for, we're going to be relaunching our culture committee with this commitment and idea that we can actually pull in you as team members for help. So what we're looking for is at least 2 representatives from each location to join us. And it's not a big time commitment. It's a short meeting here or there once a month to plan for the next month's events. And every committee member moving forward will be earning annual recognition points through AwardCo as well, just by being a part of it and helping set on these employee team member events. So kicking things off, we're going to revamp our culture committee back here in August. And with this group, if you are interested in attending or you want to nominate someone who you think would be great at being a part of the culture committee, we highly suggest you talk to your manager or you can come find me directly. But overall, that's the recap. Today, we want to spend a majority of our time on 2 bigger things. The first of which is why we've updated our mission statement, and I'm going to go ahead and pass the baton off to Mike for that conversation.
Thanks, Tara, and hi, everybody. I get the pleasure today to talk to you about our evolving mission here at LJP. Most of you are familiar with or should be familiar with our vision, mission, and purpose, as well as our core values. We recite those all the time, and in town hall meetings, we typically start with that. Today we didn't because I'm gonna spend some time on it. But one of the things that is happening here is we are evolving into a company that does a lot more and a wider variety of things than we used to. And as you may know, LJP started as a waste energy company. So, and we call it alternative fuel now, but as a waste energy company way back in 1993. And it's always been a core of what we do. And our mission statement, initially when it was crafted, was our mission is to keep our communities clean, recycle everything we possibly can, and transform waste into clean burning alternative fuel. That spoke to who we were up to about 7 months ago. So what hasn't changed? What hasn't changed about our mission is that our mission continues to be to keep our communities clean and recycle everything we possibly can. Where it's changed a little bit is that in addition to transforming waste into clean burning alternative fuels, we are now transforming waste into other things as well. In December of 2025, we were very fortunate to acquire Amazon Paint Recycling, and located in Fridley, Minnesota. And Amazon was so interesting to us because the company, and now us, essentially takes back latex paint that is unused and no longer desired to be used, I guess. So it's a waste that the company then transforms into brand new paint that we sell into markets. We sell into retail markets, we sell into commercial markets, and that latex paint that would probably, or more than likely, have otherwise been landfilled is now transformed into a brand new product that has tremendous benefit to our community and to our environment as well. And then later in March of 2026, we made another acquisition of a company called United Liquid Waste Recycling. And United Liquid Waste Recycling essentially transforms food waste, no matter what form it's in, whether it's a tanker full of food waste water or whether it's a pallet full of food waste that can no longer be sold, for example. Maybe it's out of date, maybe it's out of spec, maybe it's mislabeled, whatever. And we take those materials and we depackage everything, and then we blend everything together. And what we end up doing is we make a nutrient-rich product that we can then apply to local farm fields to help the agricultural community offset the cost of fertilizer, and to help us and our clients effectuate actually a 360-degree LJP 360, a 360-degree circular economy sustainable solution for food waste. And so as we were looking at these two most recent acquisitions, it occurred to us that limiting our mission to the second part of our mission to transforming waste into clean burning alternative fuels was no longer telling the whole story. And so now we've made a change. And our new mission statement, again, beginning is the same: to keep our communities clean, recycle everything we possibly can. And here's where it changes: and to transform waste into valuable new products that positively impact our environment. So the difference: we were transforming waste into clean burning alternative fuels, and now we are transforming waste into valuable new products that positively impact our environment. So it's a little bit more, it doesn't roll off the tongue, I will say, as well as clean burning alternative fuels. But what it does do is it explains, I think, much better what we are actually doing and how we are actually evolving, and how we are actually having impact with our clients, with our communities, and with our environment. So important update. Hopefully it resonates with you. You'll be hearing it over and over and seeing it over and over. And I'm very proud that LJP is moving in this direction where we are always looking for ways that we can be more valuable, more beneficial, and broader in what we do for our clients, customers, communities, and for each other as well.
Awesome. Thanks, Mike. Just so everyone's aware, all those posters that might be hanging out in your current office buildings or locations, we will be getting those updated. So stay tuned. We will make sure those get routed to you with our updated mission statement. Last component then of today's call is going to be in recognition of our new PTO donation policy that we'll be moving forward with. This is going to be effective come Q4, so you'll have to sit tight a little bit longer for it. But the general purpose, excuse me, for the our PTO donation program is to really help individuals that are ever facing a serious medical emergency, whether that be your own, someone you're caring for, and in terms of immediate family member. Maybe you've used already all of your own PTO already. This program is going to allow you to request additional PTO from a company-wide donation bank instead of going unpaid. It's going to be built to be temporary, compassionate assistance for genuinely hard situations, and it's entirely voluntary on the giving side. So the way in which it's structured, I'm going to try to explain it clearly, but if you have any questions, certainly reach out. What will be happening, individuals will be allowed to donate PTO, a specific amount per year that will go into one shared company administrated bank. Nobody donates directly to specific individuals. It just goes and allocates into this bank that's available for individuals to request. What will happen is if somebody is in a situation in which they are looking to receive donated PTO, they will fill out this hardship request. It's basically a form identifying your allotted amount of PTO that you're requesting to take from this donated bank. The pooled structure isn't just red tape, it's actually what makes this donation a tax-free component for the person that's giving it. This is due to IRS guidelines and rules for leave sharing plans. So the reason for which we have to designate it as this pool structure is because of that. So if you are just someone who's deciding, you know what, I don't really utilize all my PTO throughout the year and I'm interested in donating to this program, you must be an actively employed individual past your introductory period, so past that 90-day period. You have to be able to maintain a 40-hour PTO balance within your own bucket after the donation, and then you can give in increments of at least 4 hours. You can also donate up to 80 hours within a calendar year. However, once a donation is approved and processed, you can't get it back. Nobody will ever be pressured or expected to donate. This is completely voluntary. Likewise, on the opposite end, so that was the giving portion of the PTO bank. However, let's say you need to receive funds from that bank. You have to be an actively employed team member. Again, past your introductory period, you will have needed to use all of your own PTO. Be absent from work or about to be absent for a qualifying reason. Qualifying reasons, again, would be a serious medical emergency that's affecting you or an immediate family member. This could be childbirth related or major disasters that are currently happening. General financial hardships that aren't tied to one of those specific situations won't necessarily qualify for this specific program. However, we do have alternative benefits for that aspect, and we've introduced Benny Money as that loan portion program. But as a recipient of the donation program, you can receive up to 80 hours a year from this bank. It would be paid at your own regular rate and not the donor's rate. The process is going to be made pretty straightforward. We'll have specific forms that you'll need to complete in order to submit that hardship request. It's basically general documentation. We confirm that the bank has enough hours, and if it doesn't, we'll put out a general notice saying, hey, we've are requesting calls for donations for PTO if anybody is interested in doing so. Once your request is approved, we coordinate with payroll when we get everything taken care of, and you get paid out based on that donation bank. Anything that's not utilized within that program year will then just transition within the bank. But this is, again, something exciting, something new, another way in which we can benefit our team members here at LJP and Companies, and to allow you to feel that support and continued recognition for everything that you do and all the hardships that we as individuals go through on a daily basis. Well, we really appreciate everyone's time today. Again, the components of our Net Promoter Score really want to make sure that individuals are taking the time to complete that survey on a quarterly basis. That's truly what helps us gain feedback from you and be able to do action steps towards achieving greater things here at LJP and Companies. Likewise, that transition of our mission statement, this finally is truly matching what this company has grown into. And it's a new way for all of us to, continue to support the efforts that we are doing here at LJP and Companies. Again, thanks for being here, and we'll talk to you soon.
Thanks, everyone.